Hey everyone, welcome to the next edition of Warikoo Wednesdays. This is Diwali week. I am clearly dressed up for that, and I hope all of you have a wonderful Diwali and a great year ahead. This episode, I'm going to be speaking about a principle I use quite often in my life to have a shot at being above average, something that I care about a lot, not being average. And it draws inspiration from stock market investing. In stock market investing, there's a very fundamental principle, common sense, that says if you were to invest in a company with information that everyone else also has, you're not going to be making more money than them. Or in other words, if you were to use the same information that everyone else has, your returns will also be the same as everyone else's. And when I read that principle and thought of how it would apply to real life, particularly my favorite topic of decision making, I figured that when we're faced with a decision to take under the circumstances under which we were to take it, and if I close my eyes and ask the world, hey, I need your opinion, I am about to take this decision, here are the circumstances under which I'm taking it, what do you think I should do? And 90% of them will respond with a choice, the obvious choice, almost the safe path. And if I were to take that choice, nothing wrong with that, by the way, but if I were to take that choice, I cannot expect myself to be doing better than everyone else. It's only when I consider the 10%, the unorthodox, the counterintuitive, the lateral choices that I have a shot at being above average. A shot, not guarantee, a possibility. And when I look back at my life, I am just so glad that when faced with the most important decisions I had to take, I resisted the obvious. And that's why perhaps I am where I am. Because the obvious thing to do when I was in the US on my PhD program, 100% scholarship, acing the exam in the university I wanted, the course that I was doing was to complete the PhD. That's the obvious thing to do. That's what 90% of the world will do if they were in the same circumstance as mine. But I chose to come back. When I was a management consultant and the opportunity to become an entrepreneur came by, the obvious thing to still do was to stay. Because, hey, it's top dollars, it's great people to work with, it's meaningful work to work on. Why would you give that up and plunge yourself into uncertainty, take this massive salary cut for something that you don't even yet know whether it'll be big or not? When you're the CEO of Groupon India and Asia Pacific countries, things are going great. It's an MNC, it's global exposure, it's stable pay, it's top dollars. Why give that all up? Because the obvious thing is to continue doing it. Guess what's not obvious? Going to Groupon and asking them, I want to buy the Groupon India business and I want to raise my own money and I want to make it independent. Do we have a deal? And I'd imagine that this level of non-obvious thinking is what gives me a shot at being above average from everyone else. And when I look around, my successful people and my list of people that inspire me consistently display this trend, this trait, which is on a daily basis. When faced with situations, they ask, what's the obvious thing that the world will do? And then they say, resist the obvious. Resist the obvious. Because if you follow the obvious, you'll be at best average. It's only when you resist the obvious and think of what could be beyond that, do you have a shot at becoming magical, at having magic happen to you. Resist the obvious. Until next time, I'll see you guys.